just casting out a bunch of sparks. And sometimes those sparks land in water and they just fizzle out, and that's okay. But sometimes they land on this dry, straw bed, and it just lights a fire in a kid.
Ian Mauser was working at a residential treatment center for youth in Portland, Oregon, when he brought in instruments and recording gear for the kids, and music changed everything. Kids who'd been acting out in violence began expressing themselves positively by sharing their stories through music. Songwriting gave them a voice and allowed the people in their lives to hear them. Instead of fearing these young people, Ian became inspired by their strength and by their stories. In 2008, Ian founded My Voice Music to provide these same transformative opportunities to all youth through songwriting, recording, and performance. The first program open to the public was a rock camp. One of the students was Cassia.
I met Cassie when she was in first grade. It was a music and movement class. Cassie was drawn to music like no other kid. She really was always there when the class started, and focused and wanted to learn and loved music.
Ever since I can remember, I've always said that music is my life. It's just so beautiful and powerful. I'd always wanted to do some sort of rock band, summer camp or whatever. I didn't think that I would ever be able to do something like that. Learning that I could sing and I could play guitar and I could write a song, it was really empowering. That one camp changed my life forever.
She came home after that first camp and she actually could play the guitar. She was thrilled. She was thrilled. I love listening to that song to this day. I always play it in the wee hours of the morning when Cassie's asleep.
Old grass waves to the passing time that comes and goes along. Even the best is wrong. Old grass waves to the passing time that comes and goes.
Before I came to My Voice, I was about 13, really in a horrible headspace, just really angsty and angry and depressed all the time. The only really escape that I had was music.
Our whole family had been through some really crazy stuff. I had gotten ill. I was in the hospital. My husband, he had lost his job, and things were really dire for us. Cassie, it took a toll on her, and she ended up in the hospital too. I was looking to the community for mentors for her, because I saw her in such a place of crisis. You couldn't have come at a better time, really.
We had this summer camp and we figured, okay, there's a summer camp, we're done, we'll see you next summer.
I did see changes in Cassia after the very first camp.
Cassia kept showing up to other things that we were doing.
All of a sudden, it was like the wheels were turning in her head again.
She would travel on the bus for 2 hours and take 3 transfers to get to a 2-hour program that we were doing.
My best moments at My Voice Music have been definitely performing. There's no other feeling in the world like that, being up on that stage and singing and playing loud and just letting it all flow out.
The very first time she performed, she came home lit up like I've never seen her.
When I came to the event and looked up on the stage and saw Cassie up there, and I'm going to get a little emotional. I just remember this little kid who had so much to offer and was so sensitive and so smart. To see her up there surrounded by people who knew who she was, who embraced who she was, who were supporting her to be the very best person she could be, that was incredibly moving. Yeah.
It was 3 years later that I was able to actually come to one of her concerts. She stood up there and she played her songs, and I bawled. Tears were just pouring out of my eye sockets the entire time. I was a mess. She was a beacon of light, and she said she had found the thing that she was meant to do, and that she knew that she wanted to perform on stage, and if she could just do that, she didn't really care to do anything else, that she had found her calling, and whatever we needed to do to make that happen, that's what she wanted to do.
Cassia came with all the tinder and all the musicality already within her, and we just provided a spark, an opportunity, and she just went with it.
Today, Cassia is living at her full potential. She still struggles with anxiety. She still struggles with belief in herself, but the way she copes with it is so different now. And so to see her thriving, and not only back in school, but she just finished out her first term of college with straight A's. First year of school she's completed since 5th grade. I just think that she's amazing. And I don't worry about her anymore.
Creative expression in art extends to every other part of your life. What I see with the young people at Caldera and at My Voice Music is that they take what they've learned, and that level of observation and focus and commitment to solving a problem, and it just spreads all over in the rest of their lives. It's what everybody needs.
Music is a way to turn those things that are inside you. It's a way to give them a voice that's constructive and beautiful. I mean, you go into lockdown facilities and you deal with kids who have so much pain, and you help them to find a way to put a voice to this pain. And that's what you did for Cassie. It's exciting to me to know that potential that's in every child is just here waiting for them. All they have to do is walk through the door.